the 2000s might be one of the most underrated decades in the NBA. It was the transition from the golden age of the 1990s tough defense, slow-scoring bloodbaths to the modern era where the flash and flare of the three-ball and deconstruction of position basketball has left us. It was a decade where the Western Conference snatched the reins from the Dynasty Bulls and the Eastern Conference, and a storied franchise returned to prominence in a rough and tough small market, bullied its way into a well-oiled machine that wouldn't stop winning. At the center, no pun intended, of those powerhouses stood two all-time greats, the charismatic Shaquille O'Neal and the stoic assassin Tim Duncan. The Diesel versus the Big Fundamental was a marquee matchup that almost always seemed inevitable as playoff time drew near. Many have given their opinions on who was the more dominant big man throughout the decade, and there are captivating arguments for both. So in this video, I dive into who really was the more dominant figure during the decade of their primes, and if one really did overshadow the other. But first, if you enjoy NBA breakdowns and analysis, please subscribe to the channel. We are working for that 2,000 sub mark and can't do it without you guys. Also, check out the GOATcast podcast, streaming live every week with guests and some wild takes. Thank you, and now let's get into this. The debate over who was more dominant in the 2000s between Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan is a fascinating one, considering both players were absolute giants in their respective positions and left a lasting impact on the NBA during that era. Let's delve into specific statistics from their careers between 2000 and 2009 and explore the reasons why one may have been more dominant than the other during this period. Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan were two of the most dominant players in the NBA during the 2000s. Their rivalry and matchups played a significant role in shaping the league, particularly during the years they won championships. Here's a detailed breakdown of their performance and statistics throughout the decade, with a focus on the years they won titles. O'Neal was the Finals MVP, dominating the Pacers with his scoring, rebounding, and presence in the paint. Again, O'Neal was the Finals MVP, leading the Lakers to a 15-1 playoff record and sweeping the Spurs in the conference finals. O'Neal won his third consecutive Finals MVP, cementing his dominance during the Lakers' three-peat. Duncan was the Finals MVP, showcasing his all-around game and leadership in defeating the Nets. Duncan was the Finals MVP, leading the Spurs to a tough 7-game series win over the Pistons. While Dwayne Wade was the Finals MVP, O'Neal's presence and experience were crucial in Miami's victory over the Mavericks. Duncan's leadership and offensive prowess were key in the Spurs' sweep of the Cavaliers, earning him his 4th championship. During the regular season and playoffs, Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan faced each other numerous times. From 2000-2009, Shaq started off a Laker and ended as a Phoenix Sun. Duncan, of course, played all of his career in the silver and black of San Antonio. In the head-to-head throughout the regular season, Shaq has the slimmest of leads over Duncan, having 26 of the meetings, and Duncan having won 23. Also in the playoffs, Shaq takes that as well, having won 11 games against Duncan and the Spurs during that time, while Duncan only won 9 in their 4 meetings in the playoffs throughout the 2000s. Here are some notable head-to-head statistics from the matchups, which might paint a different picture. So looking through their stats during those years of matchups, Duncan seemed to get the better of the matchup on average. Now let's analyze the reasons why one may argue for Shaquille O'Neal's dominance over Tim Duncan in the 2000s. One key factor is O'Neal's impact as a dominant force in the paint. Standing at 7 feet 1 inch and weighing over 300 pounds during his prime, Shaq was virtually unstoppable near the basket. His combination of size, strength, and agility made him a nightmare for opposing defenses, leading to high shooting percentages and a significant presence on the boards. Additionally, Shaq's ability to elevate his game in the playoffs was remarkable. He averaged 28.1 points per game, 13.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game in the 2000 playoffs, helping the Lakers secure their first championship of the decade. He continued to deliver in clutch moments, earning NBA Finals MVP honors in each of the Lakers' championship runs from 2000 to 2002. His dominance in the postseason solidifies his status as one of the greatest big men in history. Furthermore, Shaquille O'Neal's impact went beyond statistics. His presence on the court forced opponents to adjust their defensive schemes, often leading to double teams and opening up scoring opportunities for his teammates. This ability to command attention and create space for others was a testament to his dominance as a game-changing player. However, it's essential to acknowledge Tim Duncan's contributions and make a case for his dominance as well. Duncan's consistency and versatility were unmatched, as he excelled on both ends of the floor. His fundamental skills, footwork, and basketball IQ made him a perennial all-star and a cornerstone of the Spurs' success throughout the 2000s. One area where Duncan stood out was his defensive impact. While Shaq was a dominant shot blocker and rim protector, Duncan's ability to defend multiple positions, rotate effectively, and anchor the Spurs' defense made him a defensive presence in all defensive teams during the 2000s. Additionally, Duncan's leadership and ability to elevate his game in crucial moments were evident in his playoff performances. He averaged 24.7 points, 15.4 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 5 blocks per game in the 2003 NBA Finals, earning Finals MVP honors and leading the Spurs to a championship victory over the New Jersey Nets. His ability to deliver in high-pressure situations solidifies his status as one of the greatest power forwards of all time. The debate over who was more dominant in the 2000s between Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan is subjective and depends on various factors. Shaq's dominance in the paint, playoff performances, and impact as a game-changer make a strong case for his supremacy. However, Duncan's consistency, defensive prowess, leadership, ability to elevate his game in critical moments also make him a formidable contender for the title of the most dominant player of that era. Ultimately, both players left an indelible mark on the NBA during the 2000s, and their legacies as legends of the game are firmly established. And really, you can't say one was more dominant than the other. They both won MVPs during this time. They both won Finals MVPs during this time. And they both can vie for best player in the league during certain years. So with that said, I don't see either as being more dominant than the other, but both being dominant in their own respective ways and both being some of the best players to come through the 2000s and beyond. But what do you think? Was Shaq more dominant or was Tim Duncan more dominant during the 2000s? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed it, please hit us with a like and subscribe. We're inching closer to that 3,000 sub goal and can only do that with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and be back soon with more content.